what does a $10,000 Cadillac, a custom suit, and a civil rights revolution have in common? One man, Jackie Robinson. Forget the sanitized history. This isn't just about baseball. This is about a man who weaponized luxury, shattering stereotypes, and bankrolling a movement. While today's celebrities flaunt wealth for clout, Robinson used it as armor against racism, and they hated him for it. He didn't just break baseball's color barrier, he broke the rules of black respectability. Critics demanded humility, but Robinson rolled into spring training with a Cadillac that screamed defiance. To racist America, it was provocation. To Robinson, it was strategy. That Cadillac, bought with Dodgers salary he poured into the NAACP, Alado suits, worn while negotiating civil rights laws with presidents, his mansion, a war room for leaders like MLK and Malcolm X. Yet even today, his legacy terrifies those who profit from inequality. In 2023, the Pentagon tried erasing his military heroism, proof that the fight never ended. After baseball, Robinson didn't just enjoy wealth, he weaponized it. As America's first black corporate for VP, he launched Harlem's Freedom National Bank, lending millions to black families locked out by racist banking laws. The backlash was brutal. The IRS audited him. White media mocked his style. But Robinson's genius, he turned luxury into leverage. And Southern politicians ignored a Negro ball player, but couldn't ignore the millionaire activist in a tailored suit. So why don't they teach this chapter? Because Robinson didn't just integrate baseball, he integrated power. From secret real estate deals to reviving Black Wall Street, this is the untold story. With history under attack, the stakes couldn't be higher. Welcome to Loyal Luxury, where we expose how wealth isn't just about status, it's a statement. Today we're uncovering the real Jackie Robinson, not just a baseball legend, but a man who weaponized luxury to shatter barriers and fund a movement. From the elite tailor that commanded respect to the millions he funneled into black wealth. His story proves that luxury is more than opulence, it's leverage. If you believe power is built, not inherited, you're in the right place. Subscribe now because you should. It is true luxury is loyalty to excellence. Early life and education. January 31, 1919, Cairo, Georgia, a town where segregation loomed over every street corner. This is where Jackie Robinson's journey began. Born into a family of sharecroppers bound by hardship but raised with resilience, 1 year later his father was gone. Left to raise 5 children alone, Mally Robinson made a decision. She would not let their future be defined by their past. Pasadena, California, promised a fresh start. But even in a new city, racism lurked. Jackie, growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, faced hostility. Yet, in the face of prejudice, he discovered something else, his power on the field. John Muir School became his proving ground. Football, basketball, baseball, track, even tennis, he didn't just play, he dominated. But his biggest inspiration was his older brother, Mac, an Olympic silver medalist, who showed Jackie what was possible. At Pasadena Junior College, his legend grew. With speed, agility, an unbreakable will to win, Jackie was unstoppable. His performances earned him a scholarship to UCLA, 4 sports, 4 varsity letters, one name that echoed across the campus. Jackie Robinson, the first to achieve such a feat. Yet success couldn't shield him from struggle. Financial hardships forced him to leave UCLA before graduating. He turned to semi-professional football, playing for survival until the world changed around him. World War II, a battlefield beyond sports. And soon, Jackie would face his greatest fight. Not against an opposing team, but against an entire system designed to hold him back. Military service and the bus incident. In 1942, Jackie Robinson was drafted into the U.S. Army as World War II intensified. He became a second lieutenant in the 761st Tank Battalion, an all-black unit stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. Despite his rank, he faced the harsh reality of segregation within the military. Robinson was denied entry to officers' clubs and endured racial slurs from fellow soldiers. These injustices only strengthened his resolve to challenge racial inequality. On July 6, 1944, Robinson boarded a military bus. When the driver ordered him to move to the colored section at the back, he refused, citing Army regulations that prohibit racial segregation on military vehicles. His refusal led to his arrest and a court-martial for insubordination. In the courtroom, Robinson's calm and principled defense exposed the contradictions of an army fighting for freedom abroad while enforcing segregation at home. In August 1944, he was acquitted, but the military soon gave him an honorable discharge, avoiding further controversy. This pivotal moment revealed Robinson's courage and commitment to justice. His stand against segregation in the military foreshadowed the role he would later play in breaking baseball's color barrier in 1947. The stand he took that day on the bus was more than a single act of defiance. It was a step toward a greater movement for equality that would inspire generations to come. Recent Army controversy. In a controversial move, the U.S. Department of Defense recently erased an article honoring Jackie Robinson's military service, part of a broader effort to remove diversity-related content. The decision sent shockwaves through the nation. Critics wasted no time in condemning the action. Historians, civil rights leaders, and advocates argued that Robinson's fight against segregation in the Army wasn't just a footnote, it was a pivotal moment in the struggle for justice before he ever set foot on a Major League Baseball field. Robinson challenged the military's racist policies, refusing to move to the back of a segregated bus, standing up against injustice. The backlash was swift. Public outrage reignited discussions about the importance of preserving history, especially stories that challenged systemic inequality. Following the overwhelming response, the Department of Defense reinstated the article. But the damage was done. The incident served as a stark reminder that the fight for representation and truth in history is far from over. Which one critic put it, to erase Jackie Robinson is to erase the very ideals of fairness and inclusion he fought for. His legacy remains not just a memory, but a call to action. His baseball career and breaking the color barrier. After leaving the Army in 1944, Jackie Robinson found his true calling with the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro Leagues, his electrifying play batting, .387, and redefining base running. But one man saw more than just talent. Brooklyn Dodgers executive branch Rickey was searching for a player who could break baseball's color barrier. But he needed more than just skill. He needed someone with the courage not to fight back. April 15, 1947. Jackie Robinson changed baseball forever. The first African-American player in Major League Baseball's modern era, the weight of history pressed on his shoulders, but he carried it with quiet resilience. Hers was relentless, fans hurled slurs, pitchers aimed for his head, and even his own teammates questioned him. But Robinson never broke, honoring his promise to Rickey. His performance silenced the doubters, batting .297, stealing 29 bases, and earning Rookie of the Year honors. But this was just the beginning. By 1949, Robinson unleashed his full power, leading the league in batting average, stealing bases at will, and winning the MVP award. In 10 years, he drove the Dodgers to 6 pennants, forever changing the game. Off the field, he faced death threats and segregation, but he never backed down. As he once said, "I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being." His fight was bigger than baseball. It was about dignity, equality, and the soul of America. Achievements and career highlights? Jackie Robinson's career was a masterclass in excellence under pressure. In 1947, he silenced doubters with a .209.7 batting average, 29 stolen bases, and the coveted Rookie of the Year award. But his true masterpiece came in 1949. That year, Robinson dominated the league, adding thread for 4-2, stealing 37 bases, and earning the National League MVP. He wasn't just a symbol, he was a force of nature, redefining the game with intelligence, speed, and power. But his greatest triumph came in 1955. After 6 bitter World Series losses, the Dodgers finally broke through, defeating the mighty Yankees in a 7-game war. In one of the most iconic moments in baseball history, Robinson stole home in game. One fearless, relentless, legendary. It wasn't just a game-winning play. As teammate Pee Wee Reese put it, it was justice. His legacy reached another pinnacle in 1962, when he shattered another barrier, becoming the first black player inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Even then, resistance remained. His 77-5 vote left him short of unanimity, but nothing could erase his impact on the game. Off the field, Robinson's fight for justice never wavered. He used his fame to push for civil rights, break barriers in broadcasting and business, and challenge America to be better. In 1997, Major League Baseball honored him in the highest way, retiring his number, 42, across the league. No player would wear it again, except to honor his legacy. Jackie Robinson didn't just play the game, he changed it forever. His lifestyle, and business ventures. Jackie Robinson's impact didn't end when he retired from baseball in 1956. If breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball was his first revolution, his post-baseball career was his second one that unfolded in boardrooms, banks, and black communities in need. It became the first black vice president of a major American corporation. Chock full of nuts, where he fought for fair wages and workplace equality, but his true passion lay in economic justice. In 1964, he co-founded Freedom National Bank in Harlem, a black-owned institution that offered loans to underserved communities rejected by mainstream banks. We needed a bank that looked at character, not just collateral, Robinson once declared. His activism didn't just fight segregation, it built futures. Though wealthier than most black Americans of his era, Robinson's idea of luxury was measured. His home was a symbol of progress in a nation still grappling with racism. He dressed sharply in colored suits, drove sleek cars, and moved effortlessly among America's elite. But not everyone approved. Some activists feared that material success distracted from the fight for justice. Robinson, however, understood the power of visibility. Black excellence is its own revolution. Jackie Robinson's legacy was never just about breaking barriers. It was about building a world where future generations could thrive. Personal life and family. Jackie Robinson's greatest partnership began not in baseball, but in 1946 when he married Rachel Isom, a nurse UCLA graduate, and the foundation of his strength. Well, Robinson endured hostility in stadium. Rachel shielded their family from the hate mail and death threats that arrived daily. In 1955, they moved to Stamford, seeking refuge. But even in success, racism followed. Neighbors resisted their presence, a stark reminder of America's deep divisions. But Rachel was more than a homemaker. She was his confidante, his strategist, and later, a fierce activist in her own right. Their strength was tested in 1971 when Jackie Jr., after struggling with PTSD and addiction, died in a car accident at just 20. The loss was devastating, but even in heartbreak, Robinson found purpose, mentoring at-risk youth determined to save others from his son's fate. As Rachel later reflected, we didn't just survive, we thrived by believing in something bigger than ourselves. Cultural impact and legacy. Jackie Robinson's fight for equality didn't end when he left baseball. In 1957, he joined the WP's National Board, using his platform to push for voting rights, fair housing, and economic justice. He wrote fiery letters to the White House, demanding action against segregation. His words were urgent, uncompromising. Even some black leaders criticized him for being too outspoken, but Robinson refused to soften his stance, bridging sports and civil rights like no athlete before him. His impact extends far beyond statistics. In 1997, Major League Baseball retired his number across all teams, a first in sports history. His impact extends far beyond statistics. In 1997, Major League Baseball retired his number across all teams, a first in sports history. Robinson proved that athletes could be catalysts for change, inspiring generations to use their platforms for justice. The Jackie Robinson Foundation, founded by Rachel in 1973, has awarded over 1,500 scholarships, ensuring his mission continues. Kevin Hollywood honored his story, bringing his courage to new generation. Jackie Robinson's number, once a target of hate, now stands for hope. His defiance didn't just change a sport, it rewrote history's playbook. Jackie Robinson's life was a symphony of defiance and dignity. He didn't just break baseball's color barrier, he shattered it with unyielding resolve, proving that talent and character transcend race. Beyond the diamond, he became a warrior for justice, founding black-owned banks, challenging segregation, and demanding action from presidents. His retired number and the annual Jackie Robinson Day are more than tributes. They are reminders that progress demands courage. But Robinson's true monument lies in the generations he inspired: athletes, activists, and everyday people who refuse to accept inequality. His story is not just one of triumph, it is a testament to sacrifice. Though, the relentless fight for justice took its toll, and he died at just 53, a martyr to the cause he championed. Yet, as Rachel Robinson said, Jackie's life was a fire that still burns. Jackie Robinson's impact is eternal, unbroken, undimmed, undefeated. That's a wrap on today's journey into the world of luxury and legacy. Jackie Robinson didn't just break barriers, he built empires, proving that excellence is the ultimate rebellion.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into how Robinson redefined black excellence, make sure to subscribe and hit the icon so you never miss an update. Join our exclusive community by dropping a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Want more? Just want to take your next video here. Stay loyal. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, live elegantly.